Hey folks, I'm back. I know it's been a while since I posted anything over here on this channel. Below in the video description, I will put links to my other channel and my blog and my t-shirt shop, etc. But for now, I just want to thank you guys for staying subscribed, and I apologize for the delay in getting back over here. So we'll just do some quick updates. Dentures. Still have my lower dentures, still relining them myself. Only instead of buying stuff on Amazon and waiting for it to come, Walmart, Reline-It. Awesome stuff. I stay stocked in this, so when I use this one, and when I go to open this one, I'll pick up another one. As long as I do it right and I take my time with it, it comes out perfect. I relined this one probably close to maybe even 2 months ago, and it's still holding. It's still doing really good. I did go to the dentist on Monday. Well, actually, I went a couple weeks ago, and they did one of those big scans, like all around, where you stand and this thing goes around your head so that you don't have to put those films in your mouth. And then I consulted with the oral surgeon to see if I had enough bone density to get the implants to stabilize the lower denture, like I used to have. And as I say, hindsight's 20/20. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I shouldn't have let the dentist talk me into putting the implants down through my 2 remaining teeth, because and I talked about this like way a few years ago on one of my other videos, but the one tooth went bad, so that made the implant fail. So of course both implants had to come out, and I've been dealing ever since for like the last 7 years with a denture that's just a floater. It's a pain in the neck, and I have to reline it every now and then until I go get a new denture, which I will be getting a brand new denture this year eventually that will actually fit right without having to use Reline-It. But I'm using Reline-It for now, and it's working. The denture's staying in my mouth. When I come home, I have it in for my video because I don't want to show you guys what I look like without my lower teeth, which I've done on previous videos. But I have a denture cup that I have here, and when I'm not on camera and people aren't around and I'm just here, I take them out, because what I tend to do is suck on them. And when I suck on them, it tightens up my jaw and I end up getting headaches. Don't need it. So, but at least I got my question answered, and it only cost me $10 copay to go have the x-rays done and talk to an oral surgeon. So now that I know that unless we hit the lottery, because the total price when they worked it up came to $11,000. $11,000 to have 2 lower mini implants and a new denture made. Aha! No. I didn't pay that much for my car. so I came home, I showed my husband, I'm like, hey, I got my question answered, because what they would have had to do was grafting. I've lost some bone, so I've had some bone loss over the years, and they would have to do some bone grafting in order to get the implants stabilized. And that's what jacked up the price of that to almost $5,900. And then they wanted another $3,000 just for the one lower denture. I'm like, I don't think so. I could request my x-ray and take it up to another place, which is like about an hour away from us. This place we went to is like right up the road. But I still may do that just take the x-ray up and see what they would quote me on having the bone grafting and getting the lower mini implants done up there. Even if it cuts it in half, that's still like $5,000 to get it done, and I'm not going to pay that much for it. That's just ridiculous. Unless, like I said, we hit the lottery, then I will. Okay, let's switch over to nail art, or nails. I just looked on my channel, and the last video I did was talking about how I went back to using nail tips instead of full cover and using silk wrap and up. Okay, I tried the nail tips again using hybrid gel, and I just can't get used to it. So here's what I do now, and here's what I bought. You can get this all on Amazon. I'll put a link below. They're not affiliate links because I am not involved with Amazon Associates anymore as an affiliate program. So these are just straight links. But I bought the Model 1's kit. And if you do a search on YouTube for polygel, it's a hybrid cross between acrylic and gel. And this came with base coat and top coat, about 4 different gels. Yeah, about 4 different gels. The dual forms, a lot of people are having awesome success with the dual forms. I can't get it. I just can't get it. And I've tried it several ways. I've tried doing the dual forms right onto my nail. I've tried doing the dual forms on top of a nail tip. I can't get it. If you can get it, that's good for you. There's the brush, and one end is a brush, and one end is a little scoop thing. So when you take this out, it's like one end is the brush, and that's for manipulating the gel. One end's spatula to scoop the gel off of the tube. So that's what comes in this kit. I love the kit. I won't have to buy the kit again because I've got everything here I need, and it's got directions. Even came with some like glitter, and I had a leak in my thing, so I can't get that out of here. Ew. Yeah, I had a leak in here. One of my tubes leaked. But it's a decent kit. I really like it. It's worth the money I spent on it, which wasn't a lot. It didn't cost much. It didn't cost much or I wouldn't have got it. Now I got to get this stuff off my finger. Okay, so that's now what I do with my nails now. I am using the full cover. I get the Kiss 100 full cover. I get the square long, and then I trim them down. So now what I've been doing is I prep my nails, and then I put a base coat on. And I got this UV light. I think I paid like maybe $16 for this, and it works really well. Because I've gone into using gel polishes now. They seem to work a lot better, and it's quicker. You don't have to wait for your polish to dry and all that. It's just I just really like it. So I do that, and then I put I use one of these gels just as like a base. And what that does is fills in the gaps in my natural nail. I cure that, then I buff it up a little bit, and then a tip that I saw on Nail Education website, YouTube channel. I'll put a link to her down here. But you take your fake nail, flip it over, and buff the inside of it. Now, I did buy an e-file. I'll put a link to this too down below. And then I just take one of the skinny bits that'll get down into the nail and just buff the inside of the nail before you apply it. And then I just use regular, it's not here, but the Kiss nail, the Kiss glue that comes with the nails. I just use that. And then they stay on. It's like amazing. They just stay on. I don't have to worry about the nails popping off or anything like that. But that was a cool tip from Susie over at the Nail Education. Buff the inside of your false nail before applying it. It really works. So that's that. And I had a video where I was using the pink foam, the spongy holders. These are so much better. And I also got these on Amazon, but they're magnetic. And these are for, and then I have like little modeling clay here to hold them. But these are for putting your nails on here, because my previous videos, you can see I used to pre-polish my nails. Sometimes I do with these, you know, with these nails, I'll pre-polish them. You know, if I think enough ahead of time to do it. But what's cool is if you're using the gel polish, they'll fit right under here. So you can put your gel polish on your nails and just slide this right underneath of the light, and you can polish and cure your nails before applying them. Which is great if you're not sloppy, like I am when it comes to glue, because I usually end up overdoing it on the glue. So that would just end up messing up the manicure. Now, the latest thing I bought was also from Model Ones, and it was 2 sets. I got a set of these colors, and they are so beautiful. These colors. As you can see with my nails, I haven't really gotten into doing nail art again. So, yeah, I think I did, I put the little crystals on them that came in my Model Ones kit. So that's the update on what I'm doing with my nails, my dentures. And as you can see, I'm in a new office. Let me see if I can pan this for you so you can see. This is a bigger office. That's the door coming into my office behind the fan. And then you come around. You have another window there that's open. My new printer that I just got a couple weeks ago. And a new webcam. So this one does a lot better with the clarity and the quality. And now I have more room. And what this room was actually my stepson's room when we moved into our house. Now, we've been here for 16 years. And my office was downstairs. I probably mentioned this on a video a long time ago. But when my stepson went in the Corps, and then when he was done with the Corps and he got married and bought his own house, my stepdaughter, who had the smallest of our 3 bedrooms upstairs, she moved into this room. She went to her brother, "Can I have your room now?" So she moved into here. And then what I did was, in my old videos, I was in what was her bedroom. So it was small. I was always bumping into things and running around things. Now, you can see behind me, I've actually got a craft table back there. And then in this case, bookshelf case over here, it's all my knitting stuff. And then in this bookcase right here is extra office supplies and my nail salon. So this way I get to do everything back here, but it's so much more space. It's lighter. I don't tweak anything. This is all natural light just coming in from the windows. So, but yeah, I really like this webcam. I don't remember what it's called, but it's nothing fancy, nothing expensive. But once she moved in, my stepdaughter, of course, she grew up after 16 years, so she and her boyfriend moved out and got their own apartment. And I waited a little while until she was settled into her apartment to ask, because I didn't want her to think I was pushing her out the house. But I went and I asked her, I said, Gil, can I have your room now, which was your brother's room, so I can turn it into my office? And she says, yeah, no problem. So she came down and cleaned out here. And this way we're able to move my office back here, which gave me a lot more room. And I'm happy with it. It was really cool. Let's see what else is going on. I don't know if I ever did any videos on this channel about my vaping. I used to have a vaping channel, and I don't think I have it anymore. But anyway, yeah, I'm still vaping. It's been 8 years, I think. Yeah, because I quit smoking in 2008. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then in 2012, I started vaping to keep from going back to smoking. And I'm still vaping. I probably will be vaping until they cremate me or whatever. It's very, very little nicotine. Very, very minor nicotine. It's not even as much as what was in a light cigarette that I used to smoke. But I have never smoked another cigarette, and I never even cheated. I quit smoking in 2008 to get my upper implants done, because the dentist said he wouldn't do them as long as I was still smoking. So I did get that done. And I'm still vaping. Anyway, let's see, what else do I have to tell you that's been going on? I think that, I'm getting a new computer on my other channel, which I'll put a link below. And it's also right here in front here, the JesusT-shirts.com. I launched a new business. I'm still writing for Textbroker, and I have a how-to video on my other channel about that, which I'll put a link below the description for that too. Excuse me. What was I talking about? Senior moment. Oh, my my JesusT-shirts.com. But it's graphic heavy as far as the different programs I use. So I'll bring up Placeit to create the design, and then I have my Photoshop open to tweak the designs before going over to TeePublic and uploading the designs. So what happens is my computer starts to slow down from having these different windows open. And here it turns out I just don't have enough memory on this computer to handle what I'm doing with it today. And even these videos, when I go to process this video, it seems to take forever to process. And then once it's processed, I bring it up in Windows Live Movie Maker to do any edits, add any captions, things like that. And then sometimes I'll have two videos I want to put together. So I have to process the one video, process the second video, and then bring them together. And it just slows the computer. It just takes freaking forever. And the other day I went to do a screencast video on a how-to video. So that's when I'm recording both me in the corner of a video that I'm doing, like on the computer. I'm doing a how-to video on the computer on the screen, capturing my screen. And it was lagging so much. I was like, yeah, I just said the heck with it. I'm not doing another screencast video until I get my new computer. So, and what I did was I got exactly what I have now, except that it doubled the memory. And then the computer will be able to max out, so I can double the memory again if I need to. We're going to see how it works with the 8 gigs of memory. And then if it still seems to be slagging, then we'll double it to 16 gigs of memory. It's got a terabyte hard drive, which is fine because I'm not even using half of that. And because my current computer has a terabyte, and then it's, I think, a 3.2 something like that gigahertz for the processor speed, which is fine. I wasn't having a problem with the processor speed. It's when I go to open these other programs on my computer, and then try and cut a video, and it's just like, oh, cannot stand it. What else? Well, I think pretty much, if I think that's this I wanted to show you. My husband made this for me. And what this does is it holds all my vaping stuff with a couple of extra holes for like pens and stuff like this. I had actually made one myself using toilet paper rolls. And that was working, except that I was constantly tipping it over because it's so light. So he came up and he saw this. He says, I'll make you a new one. Okay, well, I think that's going to do it to update you so far on this video. I probably will, in fact, I'm pretty sure I won't be doing any more nail art stuff because I'm set now in the way I've been doing this. I've been doing this for a few months and I like it. It's perfect. I was thinking about going back to the salon, but then all this COVID crap happened, and I'm like, as the one guy I follow, Mark Dice, says, a face diaper. I don't wear masks. I actually have not been inside of a retail store except for our local SHEETZ, which is like a Wawa or Turkey Hill or whatever you might have. Because they don't enforce it. It's just like optional. But I have not been inside of a retail store in over a year since this whole COVID thing broke out. And our church did not shut down because the church doesn't shut down anyway. We're all the church. The building didn't shut down per se, but we weren't allowing anyone in except for the core. The pastor, his wife, and the worship team were all banned. That's the only people that were allowed in, and their kids. And then they had another couple coming in that would babysit the kids. And then my husband went down for security. He's on the security team at church. So he went down for that. And then what they did was they live streamed on both Facebook and YouTube. So that's how we went to church for a good 7-8 months last year. And then they finally opened it up. But what they did was they opened it up to where masks were optional for the people attending church, for the people that were serving. So like the door greeters, the people that would be out in the lobby greeting people, ushers, and the people handing out the bulletins. So if you were serving, you had to wear a face diaper. So I said to the team leader, I said, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take myself off a rotation because I'm on the first impressions team. I said, I'm going to have to, until you lift the face mask requirement, I'm not going to put it on. So that's what I did. So I only went back on rotation a couple of months ago when they've lifted the face mask requirement for people who are serving. So we're pretty much all back to normal now. which I love. It's great. Be honest with you, last year, January 2020, I think I actually did have COVID, but it was early in the year and it was before all the hype started and all the BS started about it. But I think I did. I didn't have a fever, but I had like a chest cold. Everything was concentrated in my chest. And I was like, okay, well, it was something that I'd never experienced before. I'd never had it before. So I started drinking water like there was no tomorrow. I have asthma, so I used my inhaler like twice as much as I used to. And I'm on a ventilator per se because I have sleep apnea, so I'm on a CPAP, or in my case a BiPAP machine, every night. So I think what happened was, oh, and I had the horrible cough and wheezing. So now I never went to the doctor for it because to me it was like, well, I'm not dying. So and I didn't know, they hadn't publicized anything about this COVID thing. So I figured, okay, I'm just going to use my inhaler extra. And I took some cold medicine that broke up what I thought was probably mucus, and I used that to expel some stuff, and then just flushed my system with water. And then my vitamins have a high level of the zinc and vitamin D. So I take a vitamin every day. And it took about probably 2 or 3 months to clear up. It's been over a year. I still have a residual wheezing. I don't know if that's going to be permanent, if it like made my asthma worse or something. I don't know. But I never had a fever, and right after I started to somewhat recuperate, my husband got the same thing. I've never been tested for the antibodies because I've heard too much of people getting false positives that they don't have the antibodies, the test says, but they probably would have if they'd been tested for COVID to begin with. But, and then I've been fine since. I mean, like I said, I just still have the residual wheezing, so I just use my inhaler a little extra. And, I don't go to sleep without my machine, so I'm good there. But yeah, I mean, it's been a year and a half, and we've been out and about. We socialize. There's got to be about probably 250 to 300 people come to church every Sunday, each service. So I'm around a lot of people, and none of us are wearing masks. My whole idea of this mask stuff is that if you're wearing one, then don't complain about me not wearing one, because if you do, that means that you don't trust the one that you're wearing, because I'm not sick. So, anyway, this whole thing has just gotten so political and blown out of proportion. It's pathetic. But anyway, I think that's really about what's finished. Oh, our farm, we've actually started to turn our place into a pig farm. My husband grew up on a pig farm, and his grandparents, which he spent a lot of time with them, had a pig farm. So now we've taken, and he's gotten rid of a lot of the bird livestock that we were raising, and he's converted it into pig pens. So right now we have 6 pigs out there, and then he bought a horse trailer and modified it, actually restored it and modified it to haul pigs. So now he can actually go get pigs and bring them back to the house, sell them, and deliver them if he needs to. I mean, he'll have the trailer for delivering the pigs to the butcher shop. So now we have a pig farm. Unbelievable. Okay, I believe that's going to cover it. Again, thank you so much for staying subscribed. For those that are still watching me, I appreciate you, and thank you for sticking with me. I promise I will try to post more regularly over here. If I get sidetracked, you can find me at my other channel, which I will post a link to it down below. I do vlogs up there, vlog updates on several things. But anyway, I hope you all had at least as pleasant of a 2020 as you could have, and so far your 2021 is going well. And if you have any questions, if you want me to do a video on something, put a comment below if you feel so inclined. Thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll be back again soon. I probably won't do another video now until I get my new computer. And that'll do it. Take care. God bless.